From going behind the scenes of Vanity's intro and outro to secret voice lines you forgot about,
I always come back.
and even an aberrant version of the slasher making its way to Forsaken in the near future, today me and you are going to be exposing 17 slasher secrets you forgot about in Forsaken. On to secret number 1. The Friday the 13th slasher just came out, and something you probably didn't know about him is that he can do way more damage than you think. Now normally we kind of already know he does a ton of damage, right? But what you probably didn't know is that his damage can actually exceed over 150. If I use Slate Skin Potion and you use Raging Pace and Gashing Wound at the same time, please, 150, 155. Oh, I got so close. But as you can see, I did 175. Now, my Slate Skin ran out. That's kind of why I only did 175, and I killed the other guy. But you literally can do 250 damage with this skin if the person's wearing Slate Skin. But that is going to be it for secret number 1. Let's move on to secret number 2. This is the Love 6 Slasher. It costs around $950 in-game, and it looks amazing. This is legitimately one of the best looking skins in the game. It doesn't have a unique LMS or anything, but just look at this guy. He has a gas mask on his face. He has a mining helmet with an arrow going through it. He's wielding a literal pickaxe. And then as you can see, there is a Valentine's Day chocolate box on his shoulder. Now, most of you probably don't know what this is a reference to, but it is a reference to a movie by the name of My Bloody Valentine. And it is a horror movie that came out in 2009. And as you can see in the actual advertisement, there is the slasher, basically. Now, the reason why he's wearing a gas mask is because of the fact in some mines, there's a lot of toxic gases. And funny thing is, when you buy this skin and read his description, it says, "Love is in the air." Wrong. Gas leak. Which I think is a pretty cool reference. But that is going to be it for this secret. Let us move on to secret number 3. Now, one of the best skins for the slasher is Vanity. And if you didn't know, there's some secrets behind its cutscenes, meaning intro and outro. This is the normal intro that plays. Looks pretty cool, but if instead of playing that intro out in full and instead I go into free cam during that intro, you'll see something kind of crazy. Do this again, come on. Press N. And as you can see, it is just the regular intro. Wait, what? The entire visual 2D intro that was so cool is just now gone. And I'm left in Area 51, which is also just a box floating in the middle of the air. Become killer. And I press N, you can see there's a little box. And we haven't even touched the outro yet. Let's actually get to the outro. All right, let's look at this outro. And I'll press N in the middle of it. I'm gonna go free cam. Free cam. Again. What? Oh, what is that face on the front of it? That's like a pumpkin man. But this is the regular slasher outro. Oh my gosh. It's literally the exact same thing, except there's the 2D box right here, which is where the camera normally is, but that is covering up our camera with a 2D intro, which is pretty cool. But that is one of the coolest secrets in the game. We still got a lot more secrets in this video that I can't wait for you to see, just like that aberrant slasher variant, which I think is going to be amazing. But for now, let us move on to secret number 4. This is Scene Core Slasher. It is a pretty old skin. It came out with the slasher update, but as you can see, it is designed after the Scene Core aesthetic, which if you don't know what that is, this is what Scene Core is. It's like this 2000s bright color, very rainbowy, kind of crazy, cool color aesthetic. It uses a lot of elements from the 2000s. Anyways, the coolest thing about this skin is actually its render. And in that render, there is a secret that involves 2 characters we have seen before. As you can see, this is the render for Scene Core Slasher. Now, half of the render is cut out, so we do have to find the full version, which is right here. But as you can see in the background for this skin, there is 2 characters. There's, of course, Scene Core Noob, and then there's Guest. Now, if you don't know the lore about Guest and Noob, I'll explain it to you for a quick second right now. So basically, Noob and Guest were friends for a very long time, but eventually something happened that split them apart, and Guest was banned from Roblox forever and turned into the Sixer we know now. Now, most people wouldn't care to look up the full render for this skin, and most wouldn't even care to go on the wiki. So you're probably one of the first people to actually learn about this. So if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you subscribe, and let's move on to the next secret. A massive glitch was just discovered on Cool Carnival with the use of Gashing Wound. Now, Gashing Wound is one of the most broken abilities in the game, but something really cool that someone just found out is that if you use the generator in this corner and you have your friend aim at you like this with the slasher, and then they use Gashing Wound on you just like this, come on, please. You'll go into this wall right here. And as you can see, I'm stuck in the wall. There's a possibility you might actually float, or you kind of fall out into the other end. Come on, bro. Whoa. Okay, well, that's the third possibility. You can also fall back here, but that wasn't what I was trying to do. Okay, let me respawn myself real quick. Wait, here we go. What's going up? I'm floating. No, oh my gosh. Ugh. I did get it to work though, but as you could see, I was able to get it to float just a little bit. I know you can go even higher. Look at this video. What was that? That is insane. He's literally flying above that block. But that is gonna be it for secret number 5. I don't encourage you to use this glitch because it'll probably get you banned. But let us move on to secret number 6. Now, the Tempest map has been around for a very long time. And there's been a lot of glitches here that have been fixed, but there is one which literally has not been fixed since it was released. And it is this spot back here. This has to do with Jason, again, using his Gashing Wound ability. But if I turn on resistance 10, all he's gonna have to do is legit, this is how easy it is. I just have to walk up behind them and then use Gashing Wound. And we should go through this wall. Oh, yeah, there we go. And there's just a whole back space here where you can literally just chill and kind of camp out until the end of the game. It's actually ridiculous. Like, this has been here for months. I don't know why they haven't fixed it or put like legit, this is so dumb. This should be patched now. It does make you invincible though, which is actually broken. But let's move on to the next secret. This is the insane streamer skin for the Slasher. Now, it is based off this YouTuber called Germa985. And basically, this skin came out during the April Fool's update of 2025. Now, you can no longer get it, but what's really cool about it is it has unique voice lines that no other character has. Also, the unique voice lines include the intro. So if we play it... Okay, so yeah, he talks and he says things. These are actually like clips, I think, from Germa, but that's not it because there's actually different voice lines for each of the abilities. So that includes Behead. There's just a scream that cuts. All right, epic. Gashing Wound, I actually need to hit a survivor with that, but we'll do Raging Pace first.
What do you think? I'm insane? You think there's something wrong with me?
Dude, this is actually, I like the voice lines. I really like they just took straight up voice lines from his videos. Okay, then we'll try Gashing Wound on a survivor over here. Okay, well, I know there's different ones for Gashing Wound. That's like the weirdest one I've gotten. Okay, wait, let me try it again. There's other voice lines.
I'm killing you.
There we go.
I'm killing you. I don't care about anything else. My programming is just get that guy right now.
How is that so long? Oh my gosh. But he does have a lot of voice lines like that, which I think is really cool. This skin is actually awesome, and I cannot wait to see if it actually re-releases for this new upcoming April Fool's update. All right, let us move on to secret number 8. This is the Mystic Slasher skin. And the thing that's crazy about this skin is it has a wild backstory. So as you can see in front of you, this is a skin that is supposed to be modeled after a character from Combat Initiation. It's one of the bosses in the game. Basically, this is supposed to be part of a 2-part collab with Combat Initiation. In the first part, they actually added a skin by the name of Combat Initiation, and it looks like this. Some of you have probably played as this skin, and it has a really good chase theme, but there was going to be a second part to it, and at this point, we don't know if it's still gonna happen or not, so it's still sitting on the table whether or not the skin is gonna get added. Now, the reason people know about this skin is for a couple reasons. Number 1, there was some leaks, and number 2, it actually appeared in a Flamingo video, where Flamingo actually got to play and use this skin. You can see this skin, bro. Right there, there's a skin. Look, he's using it. I mean, he's using hacks, but I mean, like, he actually got to use this skin in game.
But this is the extent of...
And if you can hear it over the him talking, you can actually hear the audible chase theme. There we go.
Even though I'm not Luis, let me just...
And it sounds
destroy that machine.
really interesting. It's like a techno beat type thing. It's sick. I'm hoping this skin gets released at some point. It would be an amazing collab skin, and honestly, I would start using this. But genuinely, there is not a discussed release date for this skin. Currently, no one really knows if this is a canceled collab or it's a possible collab that just got delayed. That is gonna be it for this secret. Let's move on to secret number 9. This is the map Underground War Memories. And if you played on this map, you probably haven't noticed the secret posters laying around the map, just like this one, which is of a guest with a beard holding a gun. I'm not too sure who this is supposed to be, but it's from the Guest 1337 movie. There's another one over here. This is of another Bacon. Oh, here's 2 more. That, I'm assuming, is Guest, and that's one of his friends, actually. And then for the last one, there is a picture of an officer from the movie. I'm not sure which officer this is. I think he's for the Bacon hair side, but I'm not entirely sure. That's not the end, though, because there's actually more posters on this map. It's just we have to go to the underground portion. But there's something weird about these pictures, and that's the fact that they're actually scribbled out. Here's a picture of the Slasher, but as you can see, his face is scribbled out. Now, I'm assuming that's because these are supposed to be buried memories. Get the hint, Underground War Memories. But here's some more. Here's another one, actually. This is Matt. His face is scribbled out. Here's the officer character, which we saw before. That picture of a random Bacon hair. Another random Bacon hair. But interestingly, nowhere to be found is a picture of Guest 1337. Meaning, he's not in memory, and this map was designed for him to live out about his past horrible memories, which is kind of interesting that the Spectre made this entire map just for guests. Usually it's the other way around, but now you know. Let's move on to the next secret in this video, which has to do with those secret voice lines I mentioned at the beginning. This is Stitch Hair, and if you didn't know, he has a bunch of secret voice lines, which I'm going to show to you right now. So as you can see from Stitch Hair's appearance, basically it's supposed to be William Afton / Springtrap from FNAF. I'm going to play them one after the other, and if you find any that you actually haven't heard before, make sure to let me know down below in the comments.
You know where the bathroom is around here? Yoo-hoo! Let's make a show of it. Family fun! Family fun! Connection terminated. Know who did it? Know who did it? Welcome to the family. No more pizza. Look at you. Pathetic. I always come back. You're only buying time. I will not be made a fool of.
All right, well, I think that is all the voice lines for Stitch Hair. If you guys found any that you didn't know about before, make sure you comment that down below and I'll like your comments. But let us move on to secret number 11. Now, this one's gonna be really quick because I don't actually have any video of this character's skin, but this is the Skibbity skin for Jason. And as you can see, it is a pretty terrible skin that was probably made in like 5 minutes. Legit, it's so bad. I understand why this became scrapped. I mean, look at this, bro. They tried to do something and it just definitely did not work. This is before the slasher update came out. Yeah, it was supposed to cost $700 and the description reads, "I will dissect you and see what's inside." I don't know what that caption's about. It does say unofficial, so maybe someone just made this up, but it's literally trash. It was available during Forsaken testing, which was kind of interesting, so it was a skin that was in the game. Maybe it still is. That is insane though that this at one point could have been a skin, and let's hope it never becomes a skin. All right, on to the next secret. If you didn't know, the slasher has a ton of backstory, a lot more than I'd like to go over in this video, but I'm just gonna stick to the main points because it's actually really interesting. So starting off, as a child, Jason, which is actually the slasher's real name, was an only child. As you can see, this is him and his mother. Now, as a child, Jason was isolated, had no friends, and was often bullied. Here's actually a picture of a comparison between Guest's childhood and then also the slasher's childhood. You can see he's being beat up by the other Bacons, but after a long time of being basically depressed because he couldn't make any friends, when the Bacon Empire decided to launch its giant military war against the Guests, that is when he decided to join up and see what he could do. Now, during this war, for once, he was actually considered normal by the people around him. Now, during this war, he ended up dying and being killed. And that's where the slasher starts. After he was killed in action, his remains were recovered by high-ranking military officials of the Bacon Empire. He was later given a second chance at life when he was revived through the cursed book known as the Necrobloxicon at Area 51. But what ends up happening is this second chance of life was far from peaceful, as the revival was part of a plan to turn him into a test subject for a super soldier project known as Project 13. Now, as you can see, this is Jason right here after being revived. And also, just to mention, the Necrobloxicon is actually the book that's on his shoulder, literally right here. It's actually stabbed with a knife into his shoulder, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, while he was here, he started to become crazy, and basically this book took over him. So he had full control over his body and everything he did, but this book just influenced him to do things he wouldn't have thought of otherwise. Now, one day, a coordinated breakout was initiated, and him and 2 other people, including Jeff the Killer and Slenderman, I told you it was gonna go off the rails, escaped Area 51. Now, while the exact details of the breakout remain unknown, but the mastermind is referred to be as the Operator, whose identity is unknown, though it is likely to be Slenderman, who were also assisted by other prisoners in this facility. So after the slasher escaped, not really much is told, but we know that he found his iconic chainsaw that's on his back in a cabin he found in the woods. It's implied that he went to a cabin, possibly one he lived before entering the war, but that cabin apparently is the place where he became Forsaken. Now it says arrival of Forsaken. The exact circumstances of how the slasher arrived in Forsaken remain unknown, but he does hold a deep vendetta against Guest 1337. Here's a good picture of the Guest and slasher together. You can see he still has that book on his shoulder. I'm not really able to tell what's going on the right side besides him holding a giant machete, but I do think this is a really good backstory for a character that basically didn't have any backstory before this. But that is going to be it for the slasher's lore. Let us move on. For secret number 13, the Deep Sleep Slasher has this weird weird thing going on with this chase theme where at a certain distance, it starts playing jazz music. So you walk up to him slowly. You can see his chase theme starts playing. So we just keep walking forward, get to that intermediate stage, and then it starts playing jazz music. It starts playing jazz music. But if I keep going forward, then it starts playing the regular chase music again. And then you get there's a fourth layer. But for some reason with this skin, there's an issue where at the second layer, it somehow got removed and copyrighted by Roblox themselves, and they replaced it with that jazz music. Now, the funniest part about this is if the killer's chasing you and getting closer, you'll kind of hear all four of these soundtracks, but then you're just kind of like stun locked and flashbanged by that jazz music. Like legit, if I just run, it just plays out of nowhere for no reason. It skips the first stage, goes to second stage, fourth stage. It's legitimately like catches you off guard for a second because you don't know if it's actually the chase theme or not. And then once it starts playing, he's already too close to you. This actually might make the deep sleep slasher a little bit unfair, but I think it's really funny nonetheless. This is the Camp Counselor slasher, and it costs $300. And the description reads, "At least he doesn't seem to remember us." If you didn't know, this is a reference to a webcomic by the name of Camp Counselor Jason. Here's the original render. As you can see right here, this is what the skin used to look like. This is horrible, by the way. I just saw this a second ago. This is the worst render I've seen for any skin in the game. Oh my gosh. But anyway, this is the webcomic Camp Counselor Jason. As you can see, it's basically a version of Jason if he didn't start killing people and he became a camp counselor. Now, for some reason, they made him very muscular in this comic. As you can see, he's legitimately maybe too muscular. It's supposed to be cute, I guess. But I think in this comic too, he converts other killers to be camp counselors or work at this camp as well. But for instance, here's the Scream. I guess he's been turned into a worker of some kind. But anyway, though, this is a cute comic. You guys should read this. It's actually pretty cool, it looks like. But let's move on to the next secret. Now, this skin used to exist in the game, but it's gotten removed and might not ever come back. This is the Manhattan skin. It costs around $600, and its description reads, "New York has a new problem." Now, this skin is actually a reference to a movie by the name of Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes on Manhattan. Now, this movie came out around 1989, and the first Friday the 13th movie came out in 1980. As you can see, this skin actually looked pretty cool at the time. I actually really like this. It had a darker version of Jason's mask. Definitely not the best texture. I feel like they could have done something better with that entirely. But this is what he actually looks like in the movie, which I think is kind of sick. And one last thing about this skin. One second. I actually have the shirt for this skin, bro. Look at this. This is sick, bro. Look at this. It's a really cool shirt. I actually love this a lot. You can see Jason in the middle with his knife. Yeah, this is legitimately such a great skin. I wish they'd bring it back. On to the last two secrets in this video. This is Killer Kyle, and he's a reference to a series that was made on YouTube by the name of Roblox Movie Masked Killer. So this skin, again, is based off the killer in these videos. They're basically roleplay videos, people pretending to make up stories in Roblox. So basically, a bunch of people go camping. So one of the campers gets lost in a cave, and as you can see, they go into that cave because they're like, where's he at? Where's he at? We gotta find him. And they find dead bodies. Oh my gosh. And then look, there he is. There's Killer Kyle. Literally the exact same look and everything. And as you can see, legitimately, they're trying to messing with him. I think that's what they're doing. And then I think he gets killed, right? And he dies. Oh my gosh. There's a whole series. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes of this. I know at one point though, they did do a teaser for the part 3, and I don't think it ever got released. Insane though. But now it is time to move on to the last secret in this video. The one I'm most excited to share, and that is secret number 17. This is the Aberrant Slasher, and it is a skin made by Mr. Purple Official. Legit, this skin looks amazing, but it is still just a fan-made concept skin. Look at these animations this guy made for this skin. It's actually amazing. He's holding a knife and an axe. That's insane. Stun animation, that might actually not work the best because he's falling down, bro. Oh, but the get back up is actually pretty good. I like that. Okay, maybe the kill animation could be a little bit better, but I still do like it. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's such a good animation. Raging pace. Oh my gosh, that's horrifying. The chase seems so good too. Oh my gosh, this skin's actually insane. Oh my gosh, why is it so good? Bro, they need to release this now. Okay, different animations for different characters, I guess. This is the one kill animation for noob. Why does, what? Bro, why does Tab have a unique animation? Okay. For Veronica too? Oh my gosh, this is amazing. If this actually comes out, this could be one of the best skins in the game. Okay, Dusakar. Oh, he stabbed, wait, look, he stabbed him with the staff. We go back. He used the staff. He stabbed him with the staff. That's insane. Dude, I love this. What? That's awesome. Oh my, wait, dude, he respawns? No way. What? What is this skin? Shilatsky. Oh, he misses. Oh, he stabbed him. He actually gets a stab in. but he gets killed with the sword. Like, I'm actually like so excited about this. I'm like giddy, bro. I'm like an actual child here. They put so much effort into this. All right, guys. Well, that is gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to hit 100K. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. End video.